It started on a hot summer afternoon at my lake cabin. I had been testing a new irrigation system in my yard when Karen decided to report me to the HOA. She claimed I was overusing water, which, according to her, was endangering the neighborhood. Little did she know, she had picked the wrong day to interfere. I was inside my cabin when I heard the familiar sirens of law enforcement approaching. Karen had already called 911, insisting that I was wasting water in violation of some imaginary rule. As she arrived with a deputy in tow, I calmly stepped outside, wiping my hands on a towel. The deputy looked confused as I greeted them with a friendly smile. It didn't take long for me to realize that the officers weren't just random law enforcement. They were old high school friends of mine, now serving in the local police department. Karen's eyes widened when she realized who was standing in front of her. You can't," she stammered. But I just smiled and waved. My friends exchanged knowing glances and quickly explained that everything I was doing was perfectly legal. The irrigation system had been designed to use reclaimed water efficiently, and there were no violations at all. Karen's face turned crimson with embarrassment. She tried to argue, citing HOA rules and vague regulations, but my friends politely explained that the HOA had no authority over private water usage, especially with proper permits. Her voice quivered as she realized her complaint had not only failed, but it also made her look foolish. I decided to have a little fun while teaching her a lesson. I calmly walked over to my water control panel and adjusted a few valves. Within minutes, the entire flow from the lake, which had been the source of her HOA's watering privileges, was redirected solely to my property. I didn't just turn it off partially, I rerouted the supply entirely. Her lawns began to wilt in the midday sun while mine thrived, green and lush, proof of my superior planning. Karen's HOA board members arrived shortly after, expecting a sympathetic ear from law enforcement. Instead, they found themselves standing around a dry irrigation network, bewildered. They demanded explanations, but all the officers could do was smile politely, reminding them that private property rights were not up for negotiation. Karen's threats fell flat, completely powerless against the system I controlled. The incident quickly became the talk of the community. Neighbors whispered about the day Karen tried to enforce her will and ended up losing access to the very water she thought she owned. Emails circulated, detailing the legality of my setup and her blatant trespassing. Karen's credibility took a hit that would last for years. Even weeks later, I could see Karen peeking from behind curtains, anxiously monitoring my yard, clearly still embarrassed. Her HOA attempted to send letters and formal complaints, but with the police officers and legal documents on my side, none of them amounted to anything. My water supply was secure, my yard was thriving, and Karen had learned the hard way that meddling in my affairs comes with consequences. By the time summer ended, the entire neighborhood had a story to tell. HOA Karen had called 911 over water usage and got completely shut down by the very people she expected to help her. From that day forward, she approached my property with caution, a silent reminder that boundaries are not negotiable when you're dealing with someone who always plans 3 steps ahead.